Welcome students. I am Dr. P.K. Bhattacharya, Senior Fellow Associate Director and working in TERI, the Energy and Resources Institute, New Delhi. So today I am going to talk on weeding in libraries. Now, weeding in libraries is a very interesting topic for the sake of, everybody talks of collection development in libraries. Here we are talking of reduction of collection in libraries. But why this is important? So this we must know this. Now, in the course outline we will talk on why weeding is required and what are the policies one should follow, what are the processes, how in different types of libraries weeding is done, and with some examples we will discuss on this. Now, friends, first of all you should know that in weeding, library staff and academic staffs both are engaged, and this is just like another function of collection development. Like here, user analysis you do, you develop your collection, you develop your acquisition policies, your accessioning you do, your resource you share, so as you weed your resources for creation of different type of space. Now, there is always a dilemma that whether we should weed or whether we should not weed. Now, in favor of not weeding, belongingness to resources is one of the most important thing what a librarian is facing. Over the years, they develop a lot of passion for those resources, and one fine day you want to reject that resource, so that's a problem. Removing knowledge item is another thing what people feel that should it be required ever, maybe not now, later we can probably weed it, let's not do it now. So this is some type of feeling one people are having. On the other hand, your library has to be relevant, modern. Your new resources should have space, and your user should be satisfied from your resources. So that is very important activity. So weeding is practice between these dilemmas only. Whether we weed, whether not to weed, in every libraries, every atmosphere, always these questions are asked and faced also. Now, let's come to why weeding is necessary. Because libraries are knowledge storehouse, and these are build relevant collections over the years. So, meeting user needs and knowledge requirements are our main motto. Once the library reaches its optimal size, further addition of resources is not possible. So, then there is no way other than to remove those not so much used or not used resources. So that's the reason weeding is necessary. So when you weed, actually you increase your library's appeal. Means then what happens actually, that you have 20 documents, of which 2 are very modern relevant document and 18s are of very old documents. Now when a person is searching for those resources, they search all these 20 resources of similar type and then only locate those 2. Now, if you weed some of these old resources, so then the time consuming by the researcher or user for locating those 2 resources are far less. So basically that saves your user's time. Encourage browsing. So that actually, what actually is happening, that you are getting your resources far more quickly than before. So that actually you're in browsing, let's see the other resources also. So that nature of passion actually comes. So that is how your encourage browsing is very important. Eliminate items no longer is used. Increase use of other materials, because like in Google, if you see 10 million records it fetched, so it's very difficult that you won't be seeing more than maybe 100 records or so. Similarly, in library, if you have less number of relevant document. So increase use of all those materials, different types of materials increases, reduce duplicate copies, align library collection to organization's objective of greater knowledge enhancement, and that's also save your time. Means you being a library professional supposed to maintain each one of those resources which even not used by user you have to maintain, because these are capital items. So inventory has to be arranged, stock verification has to be done, so maintenance has to be done, your cost also increases. So all these things actually crept in. So after weeding, your library becomes lean and optimal in size, maintenance of library becomes less expensive, it improves access to desired material far easily and creates space for new addition, and this improves the value of library materials to the users, because if you search 20 documents gets 2, so that actually doesn't give a much more value for the library. But when you get those 2 documents by searching 10 documents, so it's far more valuable, your resources. So that's basically the thing. Now while we are saying all this, that weeding is necessary, but there are several barriers which we have to discuss here. One thing is that librarian believe that our job is to build collection, not to destroy library, not to deplete it. So basically we do not want to weed anything, but that's a wrong practice. We have to have a policy for weeding as well. Common perception is that library prestige is with more collection. Your library has 50,000 collection, my library has 20,000 collection. So your library is of better value. It's offering more value, but actually it may not be the case, because 20,000 books may be of relevant and very up-to-date information it carries, whereas those 50,000 actually are far more older books. So then they are not giving the similar type of valuation which your modern library is giving. However, common perception is that only, that more the collection, more the merrier. Widely held impression that after all, weeding does not create any new space. Fear of committing mistakes means several times it might so happen that library may commit mistakes, may weed something which is very relevant. So imported item might be lost. So that could be another issue. Weeding is a time consuming process, because you cannot weed out so easily. There are several steps attached to it that we will learn today, but it's a time consuming process. Lack of relevance of a document is a subjective decision. That is very important, because we, the librarian, we do not have such subject knowledge. We cannot judge that whether this subject document, even if it is 20 years old, but it still has value or not. So that a subject specialist can only do. So their presence of subject specialist very important, and that's where subject specialists, they many a times do not take part in weeding process. So lack of support becomes a barrier. Occasionally legal issue also comes, because if we do mistake that we are not keeping, we may have forgotten to keep record of weeded documents. So that will show that they exist in library, but actually you have weeded out. So that is a legal issue, auditing problem you might face. Now what we say that in library weeding, 5W1H concept is very interesting. Which document to weed from library? So that is one important, means what are those documents and where you will get those documents, who should weed those documents, when to weed those documents, what is the correct time, how to carry out weeding, and after weeding what to do with those materials. So if you have answer to these questions, your study on library weeding is thorough and done. Now there are several such materials, and they could be available in printed form, CDs, audiovisual, that can be weeded out, so as online or e-resources. It might be very interesting that we are tempted to keep all those e-resources always, but if they are not used, we can archive them. So actually that enhances usage of rest of the resources. So that is one thing. When to weed out? At any time during the year you can do this weeding out process, but normally weeding out is done when libraries has a lean period, means when students have holidays, or if it is a close to any festival, so that people are not studying that much. So that kind of locate documents as they are found to be worn out. So if you can find out those documents during shelving or shelf rectification throughout the year, so you can weed them. In time permits, each book, whenever they comes back to you after using by the users, so after used by the users, so you can actually have a check of those books, whether those are in order or not, whether mutilated or not, and then considering their physical condition and suitability, of course, whether those things are required in your library or not. So after seeing that, you can very well weed it as you want. At least once in a year, a person should, a library should weed out. Library stock taking and annual weeding out could coincide, because in that case, during the stock taking, we actually go to each of these documents, and then you can check whether they are used or not used, and accordingly you can weed out. So that is again another case. So these are some of the situation examples when your all books are means it has much more than it can accommodate. If such is the situation, so what is happening, that new books are in bounded form lying on the floor, and old books are on the top. So in such cases you have to do weeding out. So this is just an example. So what will happen? So in the earlier version, your shelf is cramped, and later on you can see that shelves are neat and clean. People can find documents quite easily and with less problem. So what are the policies then? First of all, responsibility of weeding. Weeding out is an exercise that you have to, that requires a lot of judgment and expertise, because here you are actually taking out some documents. Librarian has to be involved in it. Library committee may have a nominee within the team. Some trained professionals will have to be in the team, and they will identify the material and weeding out. So basically sometime members of library committee, so they take decision which book to be weeded out, which are not. Advice of subject experts are very handy in such cases, because ultimately you are weeding out not the library books only, you are weeding out the subject books also. So subject people can probably provide you the best solution, whether they require it or not. Now this is a situation you see in the weeding policy, which book you want to keep. Books which are used, books that are useful, however may not be used that much, but they are very relevant and fitting into the objective of library as well as the organization, and books unique to our collection. So there are some books which actually, even if it is not used, presence of such books actually give lot of value to your library. So such book we cannot probably weed out. However, what we can weed out, some popular books, serials which basically have lost their value, old mutilated books, documents of other subject areas which are not your core area of importance, then documents which are not in use, or documents which are of peripheral interest, means not much useful for your organization's perspective. So these are the some documents or books, so they can be used, they can be weeded out. So what are the criteria we should follow? So criteria says that physically deteriorated or not. Currency means how how current those books are. So that is one. Then content superseded by new edition. Whether new edition has come, then old edition becomes obsolete. Low or no use. So if there is no use, you should weed those books. Change in aims, objective of your parent body. Number of copies, if it is more, then some of the copies you can weed out. Gifted books means we call it as gratis book also. If they are not relevant to your, so then you can weed out. Titles acquired by mistake or reduction of shelf space, means as we have seen in the few slides back, that you wanted to reduce the shelf, you want to create some space in the shelf. If it is a duplicate books, so due to your limitations, if you do not have space, or you the number of students are comparatively happy with the less number of copies of the books, so then you can probably go away, do away with the duplicate books. Completeness. Now multi-volume books. There are some books which have multi-volume, so you cannot weed them. You can only weed them if you want to weed all of those volumes. So one or two volume you cannot weed out. Then uniqueness. So like statistical volume. So that books are very important. You have to keep them with you. Then for materials in obsolete format may be weeded out. Means both in the electronic version as well as hard copy version also. So you can weed out. Now weeding policy and guidelines, if you see that it has to be a regular affair, that you have to change your weeding policy, and library committee, library directors, subject experts. So all together everybody change that policy. So first of all, let's see that weeding policy formats and material types. So books, physical copies, if they are mutilated, so then you weed out. In that case, you keep the e-book format if it is available. So and online books if they are available, because these days people want to store more such online books in the library. E-books format is preferred always. Library committee and librarians to determine need of that books with the subject experts, and then print copies whether you require it or not, so that you have to take a decision. In such case, maybe only electronic copies will do, and you can weed out the print copies. In case of journal and recurring publications, electronic access is always preferred. If you have access to e-journals, then you can do away with the hard copies, provided they are not your core journals. Means core journals means what? For example, in TERI, we have energy, environment, biotechnology as our core subject area. So we want to retain those journals. However, any journal on maybe sociology area, social science area, or IT area, so they are not directly our core area. So if we have to weed, so we will weed those journals. Then in the form of a microform, microfilm, whether you have kept all those things, so then if it is online, available online, then you can do away those microfilm, fish, everything. If a journal title is available in perpetual access, so surely you can go ahead and weed out all those hard copy volume. Microfilm, microfilm, I just told you. Government reports and other documents, if you see that they are aligned with the parent organization's objective or not. If they are aligned, so then you have to keep. For example, let me give you an example. In TERI, we even keeping working committee report of several government bodies of 1960s also, because they are required for our research purpose. So, because of your organization's objective, you are always keeping those documents readily available. Importance posed by specialists. If a book is very old, but probably that is the most basic book of any subject. So, if subject specialists say this book has to be retained, so then you no need to think of weeding out any of such thing. Now, this is one example of sample, that is, this is not a sacrosanct, but actually we follow it, that some of the type of document, how many years they should be having, and what are the comments given here, that shows that this gives an idea of whether when they should be weeded out. Now, for any weeding, prerequisite is that one has to understand library acquisition is important, so as library weeding out also. So, these both the things are important. It requires the same level of knowledge when you purchase one book. Similarly, you have to weed out that books as well. Library needs to identify a trained staff who will actually take pain to weed out many things. Orientation of those staff, orientation of the subject specialists, both are important. They should understand what to weed, what not to weed. And when library is relatively low in use, lean period, so then only you do this weeding out. So, the process says a team of supporting staff, then under the supervision of library senior professionals, subject specialists. So, there is a team. So, that team regularly find out such kind of books throughout the year, color code them for easy retrieval later on. And then once that team identify those books, so they take out from the shelf, so they are displayed, and senior professional team, they do first line of examination whether they are suitable for your library collection or not. If they found suitable, it goes back to the shelf, else they are sent for re-examination by the subject experts. So, allow some time for them to re-evaluate, evaluate, and then they say some books are relevant. So, they again go back to the shelf, and rest remain which are mostly non-used or lost their relevance, such kind of books or documents, and all type of documents. So, they are basically remain there. So, their lists are prepared and they are stamped, weeded out, and then ultimately they are catalog and OPAC and shelf list from everywhere, and accession register from everywhere. Their names are striked off and said you have to create a stamp, and you have to stamp that weeded out. And on the book also you have to say, or the document also you have to say weeded out, and then only your job is over. Remember the last 2 points. If you fail in doing all these things religiously, then the next auditing will be a trouble for you. So, this is example of deaccessioning, how you have to do it. Now, these are books which are weeded out and showcase for the subject specialist to judge whether they require or not. Now, what do you do when you weeded out those books? Now, normally librarians consider they are knowledge items, they do not sell it to the rack pickers or don't kabadiola and all those. So, what they do, that they are first of all try to find out the value, if it has any value for staff, those if still has any value for their personal collection. So, either you have to arrange alternative storage for them, or you will donate those things to your own staff members and then distribute freely among the users. So, that is what I am mentioning. If they are still having some value, so you can store them, and then otherwise you give it to your staff members. If it is none is in place, so then you donate to other libraries. And even if all these things are not possible, then you send it for shredding. But normally we don't send it to any kabaddi wala for selling all these books. Now different type of libraries have different type of weeding policies. ALA guideline says that if it is a fictions, like in school libraries you will find a lot of fictions, so up to 5% can be weeded out annually, and if it is non-fictions, not more than 2% are weeded out. In the public library, basically they are for collection is built for meeting the current needs. So old books which do not have any reader, so that you can weed out. However, manpower, time and cost, these three are the major challenge in public libraries. In the special library, collections are specialized, so subject specialists are to be very important criteria in weeding out process. Almost every year weeding out is done here. However, the process of weeding out is very slow here. Challenges that manpower and cost. Similarly, in the academic setup, so they acquire all human knowledge possible on that particular subject of their own relevance. So weeding should be done as the becomes old and the collection become more than optimal size. The quality of library deteriorated because of old collection. So in such cases, weeding frequency depends, maybe annually, or maybe after 3 years, every 3 years. So that can also be done. And challenges is that manpower, high requirement of such documents, and non-availability of lean period, because students are always there. Cost also is a factor there. So these are few things I wanted to tell you on this weeding out policy. One thing is important. Yes, being a librarian, we want to develop our resources. You develop library, but surely not at the cost of demean your library or make your library irrelevant for modern use. So these things are important. Similarly, second thing is that it's not only the hard copy resources should be weeded out, but all types of library resources, including your electronic resources that can be archived. So when you archive this, you can say they are preserved for archive, or maybe weeded out also from the collection. So such kind of thing. And of course, one last point, weeding out means that you have to keep record of those things. With this, I thank all of you for your attention, and I hope that next time when you go for weeding out your documents or think of weeding out your library resources, so you will definitely find this session useful. Thank you.